Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Now whistles and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Throwing first play is Herbert. Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Well, this defense for the Raiders, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Now the second-year man from Alabama, it's Brian Robinson. 4 yards the pickup, first down. The Bills at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener, and now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
Pushes past him. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down.
Knox enjoyed his first Pro Bowl season of a 4-year career in 2022, almost matching his career highs in yards and catches. That came after signing a 4-year extension with Buffalo, who expects him to keep making plays like that first down we just saw.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 46. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And able to get this to the 31. You look at this Raiders defense. They were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy?
And all the way home for the Bills touchdown. Dawson Knox, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bills will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They run with the second-year man. It's Kenneth Walker. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He completes this to Walker. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line. On play action, now Rodgers. And he's got Pierce. Touchdown Raiders. Alec Pierce, 28 yards. And the Raiders respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
When you're a great route runner, it makes you that much better as a receiver because now your quarterback trusts that you're going to be where he expects, and he's able to deliver the ball on time.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Herbert jet sweep as he taps it forward. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Did he get the feet down? Yes! Touchdown! Josh Palmer, his second touchdown on the season, and the Bills have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
Hey, 626.
And going right back to Walker. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 45 yards rushing for him now. And he's only carried the ball 4 times.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Austin, the man in motion left. Rodgers now on 1st down. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Rosas to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert rolling to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Touchdown, Bills! Josh Palmer, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Rosas good with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. On play action, it's Rodgers. Oh, another ball up for grabs here, and this one is intercepted. Inside the 20. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And he's got it. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Robinson again. And he will not get in. In fact, he might have lost a yard. Back to the 2. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
That was the kind of play that this defense needed because it has not been a good half for them on that side of the football. Maybe they can use that one to regroup a little bit and start to play a little bit better.
21.
They snap it to Herbert. That's to his running back, complete. Touchdown! Jamal Williams, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills are able to add on to their first half lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And a rout is on here in this first half. And they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there on 2nd down.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by A.J. Terrell. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And a tackle there by C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line.
Set. Hey, Ray. Ready?
Herbert now. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping. And he takes it in across the track for a Bills touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr., his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bills have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. Taking it right down Broadway. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down.
That was pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's the backup now, the former Badger, Melvin Gordon. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
And the Bills are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in
These
with
two
Jonathan
coaching staffs
Coachman
likely
for our
going
EA
through their
Sports
final adjustments
halftime
for the
report.
second
Coach.
half. One of these teams is going to emerge 2-0. But who will it be? To find out, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
The first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot. Pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Finding room at midfield, and finally marked down at the 42-yard line. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. The throw over the middle taken in. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. And Walker has it. first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 15-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Going right side, he finds Slayton. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 8-yard line.
Look at this, a tight end carry. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
They'll try for the first with Walker. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Bills are going to get the football back. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Robinson up the middle. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 64 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. They try the left side here with Williams. He tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. That second down run, a big help as 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
On 3rd down, Robinson. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the 1st down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
The Bills send the punter out. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
First target, first catch, and a 1st down. Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
Bills 42, Raiders 7.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
From the 31, here's 2nd down and 2. Now Rodgers finds his tight end Ingram. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Herbert running left off the option. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. The quarterback run good for 10 that time, but it does lead to a 3rd down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Now Austin. Oh, nice move. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this time.
And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Bills are going to have it here just past the 25.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
They begin the drive with... Oh, he put him on the carpet, a fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have where you checked off your boxes. But 0 turnovers, that's a universal. And while it won't likely cost them in this game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, they're... Touchdown, Raiders! Alec Pierce. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his second touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep them in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Bills are going to recover. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Hey, go Lion. Ready.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 87 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle. Just 2 minutes remaining here. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Robinson with another carry. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Herbert takes it and just pops it forward.
Josh Palmer is the ball carrier. He steps out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. Rosas' kick is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Getting yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice.